past few weeks, we've made several videos about the upcoming horror games that are expected to release later this year, but just when I think that we've covered them all, I realize that there are many more projects around the corner that deserve our attention and must be talked about. 2023 is still determined to be a legendary year for horror fans, and the games can obviously confirm that because what the next few months have in store for us seems very enticing and eye-catching. Many great titles have already been released, like Amnesia, The Bunker, Layers of Fear, and the Dead Space remake, but apparently that's just the tip of the iceberg and an introduction to what's coming. That's why in this video, I'm going to talk about 8 more insane upcoming horror games that I personally have on my wish list, and I really think that you should too, because I can't imagine any horror fan ignoring these games when they release. So let's just not waste any more time on this long intro and just start the countdown. If you're a Resident Evil fan who also likes franchises like Metro and Stalker, then this should definitely capture your interest and catch your eye. Pine Harbor is an immersive and captivating game set in a small fishing town on the North Atlantic Ocean, where the storyline revolves around a technological disaster that has transformed the once serene town into a haunting post-apocalyptic world. The game's atmospheric setting with dense pine forests, cliffs, and thick fog adds to the eerie atmosphere as players are encouraged to explore the foggy town and surrounding areas, encountering challenges, secrets, and mysteries to uncover. Survival is a central theme here, requiring you to gather resources and craft equipment for nighttime survival, adding strategic depth to the gameplay. The game also emphasizes helping the city survivors and learning their stories, which makes the playthrough look more like an adventure than just combat and action. Furthermore, dark forests serve as an additional location, increasing suspense and danger as you face the consequences of the disaster. According to the developers, although the game offers a compelling experience, some players might actually find the difficulty level challenging, potentially leading to frustration, which can be a negative point for some people. But for gamers like me, obstacles and challenges are part of my joy in gaming, and they're always something to appreciate. So I'm definitely going to keep this one on my wish list and wait for its release, which hopefully will be later this year. This title has been around for a while, and it honestly feels like it keeps getting more interesting every time they release something new about it. It's a gripping and intense psychological horror game set on an eerie island that has an intriguing story that follows a protagonist with fractured memories and the knowledge that someone or something killed a victim named Jamie. You will explore the haunting apartment complex of Clover Hill, searching for clues to solve gruesome murders and uncover hidden secrets, but the setting will keep expanding as you progress and discover hidden areas. The game excels at blending psychological and cosmic horror, blurring the line between reality and alternate worlds, creating confusion and uncertainty for players because they'll have a hard time adapting to the place they're in. Nevertheless, the game also has true survival horror elements that emphasize resource scarcity, strategic decision-making, and evading diverse and unpredictable entities. The gameplay involves examining crime scenes, piecing together clues, and immersing you in a detective-like experience where you must use your brain and strong eyes to reach solutions faster. On top of that, the realistic and gritty apartment complex offers hidden areas and pathways, which means that you have a lot of stuff to discover. So if I were you guys, I would keep my eye on this title and keep it on my wishlist until the official release date, because it really looks worth it, and hopefully we won't be disappointed.
Are yet to be found. The deputy and many of the locals believe this is the doing of the devil.
This game was introduced to me through an email from the developer, and it honestly made me interested immediately because it looks like something I would clearly enjoy and play for a long time. Cursed Bed is a chilling horror game where you embody a guy called Davin exploring an abandoned preschool through a body camera perspective, and the game revolves around a wicked doll and the horrifying events that occurred within the school, presenting a captivating and spine-tingling narrative. The use of the body camera perspective enhances realism and immersion, intensifying fear and suspense as you witness haunting events firsthand, especially since the visuals also look stunning and suitable for the environment. Even though Davin was initially skeptical of the cursed doll's stories, he embarks on a solo nighttime venture to disprove the legends as part of a challenge with friends, but he didn't know that it would lead to a compelling, intense adventure. The game masterfully employs the setting to create a creepy and foreboding atmosphere, with rumors of dire consequences for those who enter the school and mysterious disappearances adding to the feeling of danger and hopelessness. You will encounter clues and puzzles left by the school's former inhabitants, offering an element of mystery and exploration as you unravel the dark history of the abandoned place and the origins of the cursed doll. The central focus on dealing with the cursed doll adds urgency and fear, as you must strategize to find ways to destroy the malevolent force and break the curse. So if you're a fan of the Chucky franchise like me, then this game is obviously meant for you, and I'm really excited to see how this one will turn out when it finally releases, hopefully very soon. This one reminds me a lot of Allison Road, which was an insane PT-style horror game that was sadly canceled due to a lack of funds and production issues that ended our hopes of putting hands on it. The Brazilian studio that created the impressive Phobia last year has officially made a comeback with a stunning project called Ayla, and it really looks like something we should care about. Set in the year 2035, Ayla explores a world where virtual reality poses the primary danger to humanity, and this compelling concept ensures an enthralling storyline brimming with numerous unexpected plot twists, guaranteeing an engaging experience that will keep players on the edge of their seats throughout the game. So far, the project is still relying on donations, and development is still in progress, but we got a lengthy gameplay trailer that showcases how unbelievably beautiful this game looks and why we should keep an eye on it. The story is also expected to be deep and meaningful because it will shed light on the dark side of the technology that we're experiencing in this generation and how it can escalate to something more sinister than we think. So hopefully we will be able to put our hands on this promising project sometime in the near future, and I hope that the studio behind it continues its work because they're obviously a talented team and they can do great things ahead.
Wake up!
What happened?
You've been chosen. This time.
What?
I have a task for you. Both of you. Make them fear us. A realm of terror draws close. The in-between of our world and the horrors of the void. Give me your blood, and I will show you. The innocent will not understand.
If you enjoyed the fun multiplayer horror game Deceit, then I have good news for you because the sequel is on the way, and it's coming in less than a month, in August. Deceit 2 is expected to be a thrilling social deduction horror game set in Millhaven Asylum, where players are trapped in the terrifying ritual of deceit orchestrated by a malevolent game master. In this 6 to 9 player game, some are infected, leading to a high-stakes battle of trust and betrayal. As innocents, players must work together to escape the ritual while uncovering the plot against them, because the infected have the power to activate weak points, transporting everyone to the in-between, which is a parallel dimension where they gain terrifying powers to sabotage innocent players. The game involves deceiving and manipulating opponents as the infected try to eliminate you and satisfy the ritual's requirements. You must evade the empowered infected and navigate the horrors of the in-between, aware that one player must be sacrificed mercilessly. On the other side, innocents can eliminate suspected infected players using a banishing ritual, but they must be cautious not to harm their own team in the process. The game's immersive freedom and creative gameplay encourage intense communication and strategic thinking, and end with a captivating blend of social deduction and horror elements. Deceit 2 offers an exhilarating multiplayer experience that keeps players engaged from start to finish. So if you love intense social games and thrilling horror settings, then Deceit 2 is obviously a must-play for you, and be ready on August 31st to get your hands on it.
I've been watching you. Will you dare to play?
I know you may not want to be here, but sometimes we get a chance to do something. Something that will change your life completely. You are here to make things right. Make pain your ally. Fear is a mentor. And luck? Try it for yourself.
If you're one of the gamers who admire survival horror games that focus more on crafting and exploration, like The Forest, then this title is probably something you should keep in mind and wait for its release. Outbreak Island is an immersive, open-world sandbox survival horror game set on a remote and brutal island plagued by a mysterious outbreak that no one knows how it started or how it can end. You must endure the night's bloodthirsty monsters by crafting, building, and defending your base as the game's premise revolves around investigating mysterious events that led to the disappearance of most island inhabitants while survivors undergo irreversible mutations. You take on the role of an investigator with no way back, forced to survive in this perilous environment, and as night descends, an outbreak of radioactive energy activates the island's electricity, allowing you to build shelters and resource facilities. However, this also grants access to dangerous underground labs where monstrous creatures and valuable loot await, leading to intense night raids. Defending against uninvited monsters requires fortifying the base with weapons, traps, and turrets as hordes descend during the weekly surge, and mastering skills like farming, gathering, and hunting is vital for self-sufficiency as food is scarce in the open sandbox world. You can explore diverse landscapes, fuel up vehicles, and stock up on supplies for adventurous journeys, which means that the combination of survival mechanics base building and night raids against bloodthirsty monsters creates an engaging and dynamic adventure. So for fans of open-world survival horror games seeking thrills and challenges, Outbreak Island is a compelling title to explore and a journey that deserves our interest and attention.
My insurance is expired, but the service here is not the best either. The day is coming to an end, and my faithful yellow friend and I are heading out to grab dinner. And here we are, the next link in this crazy food chain. Who's next?
Life to the living, death to the dead.
We are banishers. We end suffering for those who live. We bring closure to those who don't.
This is a big one, guys, and even though it's not exclusively in the horror category, the theme of ghosts and mysteries is still the dominant element here, despite the fact that it's basically action-adventure and role-playing. Banisher's Ghosts of New Eden is an emotionally charged action RPG that follows the enthralling journey of two partners called Auntie and Red as banishers dedicated to protecting the living from lingering spirits. The game's story-driven narrative, set in the haunted wilds of New Eden in 1695, explores supernatural forces and ancient secrets, immersing you in a powerful tale of passion and the supernatural as you alternate between Auntie and Red, delving into haunting cases and uncovering the rich lore of the mystical world. The dynamic decision-making system here presents morally ambiguous choices that significantly impact the storyline and the fate of New Eden's inhabitants, forging meaningful relationships with both the living and the wandering souls. Combining Antie's spiritual powers with Red's formidable arsenal, you engage in diverse and enticing gameplay, battling malevolent spirits with strategic prowess, and besides that, unlocking new gear and abilities enhances the Banisher's power as they progress through the game, especially since the central dilemma of Auntie's transformation into a ghost adds depth and weight to every decision, challenging players' loyalty to the Banisher Oath. While some players might find the morally taxing consequences of their choices emotionally challenging, the game's darker and more introspective elements complement its theme and narrative, providing a deeply impactful and immersive playthrough for those seeking a captivating story-driven adventure. Banisher's Ghost of New Eden stands out for its thought-provoking story and insane attention to detail, which makes it an upcoming title that's not easy to ignore, and a game worth mentioning in this video, even if it's not similar to the other suggestions. So let's just hope that it will live up to our expectations when it finally sees the light in November this year.
It takes a brave man to walk these wilds alone.
I'm not alone.
A bone walker.
Yasna?
I'm all right. And I'm almost there.
Perhaps it's the last moment to go back.
And do what? As far as I remember, we've run out of options here.
It's just... if I were you...
With all due respect, Astrogator, it is me being stuck on the surface. So if you let me, I'll take my chances, and I will find the man. Shit. How?
What?
I found him.
Very well. Now keep your distance and be careful.
It's too late.
What? I can't hear you.
It's too late to keep...
This one is for all the sci-fi and space horror fans out there who are searching for good upcoming games that fit their criteria, especially since this category is really underappreciated in gaming, and I feel that we're not getting enough releases for it. The Invincible offers a captivating and thought-provoking journey through a hard sci-fi world inspired by Stanislav Lem's works as you play as Yasna, a skilled astrobiologist who embarks on an expedition to the unexplored planet Regis 3. However, what begins as a scientific mission gradually evolves into a perilous search for lost crewmates, where decisions carry significant consequences and your choices can decide the outcome. Guided by an atmospheric atom punk setting, you can use various tools and technologies like telemeters and trackers to navigate the retrofuturistic timeline, which enhances the immersive experience and makes you feel like you're the scientist who must find the solution. Freedom of choice here is also a standout feature, allowing you to interact with creatures on the planet shape the protagonist's path and confront unforeseen threats that have no clear explanation. The game seamlessly weaves philosophical narratives with hard science, prompting you to reconsider humanity's ambitions and biases. With its stunning landscapes and realistic interactions, the game creates an engrossing and memorable experience, making it a must-play for adventure enthusiasts and fans of visionary science fiction. So hopefully we'll be able to dive into its world when the release date comes later this year.
One strong species. Humans.
So, there was life here before. Everything that happened here overwhelms me.
Not every mission ends in success, Doctor. We have to save what we can. Save you.
What is there to understand? We have to destroy it. Even if it means destroying everything.
Okay guys, this is enough for today's list, and I'm confident that at least 2 or more games captured your interest regardless of your taste in horror gaming, whether it's more psychological or action-oriented. But I'm really sorry that I didn't have any news about Allison Road, as some of you expected when I posted about the video yesterday. I honestly didn't mean to give you false hope or something, but I just felt that it was suitable for the theme of the video. However, there's actually an upcoming horror game that's even more insane and way scarier than Allison Road, but I didn't mention it in the list because it's in early development and there's no specific release window for it. But trust me when I tell you that it's different than anything we've played before. Probably because it's being created by a new team, led by a developer who helped make games like Layers of Fear and Blair Witch. Anyway, let's keep the details for future videos, and until then, stay safe and keep the horror going.